So let's look back at training camp. So give me your 3 stars of training camp.
Well, I would go Jalen Hurts, which seems obvious, but because of the way he looked in the spring to the way he looked this summer, there was a clear difference. I think this past week it kind of slowed down a bit. He did not make as many of the wow plays, but still efficient. They need to work on pressure. That was a problem last year. You see that again now, but I think overall Jalen had a really strong summer. I would go A.J. Brown / Devontae Smith. I'm going to combine them both because they've been money every day. You take for granted how good these 2 wide receivers are, and there are days in practice where that slant to A.J. is automatic, and then the out to A.J. is automatic. And Devontae is just so smooth with the way he plays. He makes plays downfield. He makes contested catches. So I'll kind of combine those 2 together, because I need to get a defensive guy in here. Now, I'll say Jalen Carter. Jalen Carter's consistently been in the backfield. There's no sacks per se during training camp, but there are times when he's just right in Jalen's face. And you saw it in the Patriots joint practice as well. He is the centerpiece of this defense. As long as he stays healthy, he's going to have a huge year.
That's music. Music to my ears. Because I cannot wait for a Jalen Carter. I think I agree with you. I think he has a monster year. I think Fangio will use him as a toy, right? Match him up against the weakest link on the opposite O-line, and I think he's a game wrecker, man. You brought it up the other day about him blowing up run plays too. There's going to be a handful of times where he'll time the snap count and he'll be in the backfield.
You're absolutely right. And he's going to get a lot of attention from opposing offensive lines. He knows that. I was speaking to him yesterday. He says it's been like that his whole life, right? It was like that in Pop Warner. It was like that in high school, like that at Georgia. But just his physical gifts are apparent. But I also think he has a better understanding of the position. He said he's in better shape. So there's a lot to like with Jalen going into this year.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I'm thrilled by all that. Now, give me 3 guys that you were disappointing, that you expected more.
Sure. I'll start with Anaya Smith, the 5th round pick, because I thought going into camp he was going to have a chance to really, to be the 3rd wide receiver, and I don't even know if he's going to make the team. If I put my 53 together right now, Anaya Smith would not be on it. And I'm going to have a 53 up on allphly.com on Monday, but he would not be on it. We'll see what happens in Saturday's game. He has not taken a step, and the reality is he didn't have prolific production at Texas A&M. He doesn't have great measurables, right? So what you need to see from him is on the field. You need to see a difference, and he hasn't really made a difference there. I would go Tyler Steen. Now, I thought that job was open more so than kind of they made it seem. I think they were looking for potential replacements in the draft. And so the fact that they put Mekhi Becton there early in camp shows you this was wide open. But Steen did have a chance to win the job. And I know there was injury there, but I think that's a bit of a disappointment. And then I would probably go with they cut CJ Uzomah yesterday. That was a guy I thought could be their number 2 tight end. And he just didn't have it this summer. So CJ Uzomah is one guy I would go with there. So those would be kind of the 3 pointing down this summer. Oh, and then I'll say Kenny Pickett because Pickett's been inconsistent, and I get it. He's not playing with he's not playing with AJ and Devontae, and there's a rotating cast in front of him in terms of skill guys that factors in to backup quarterback evaluations. I just don't think he's been consistent throwing the ball, and you want to see more from your number 2 quarterback.
We all silly like the mayor.